This solve critique is not going to specifically have me go over certain steps. This person here, I'd say, is a beginner just starting to learn the cube, and I'm going to definitely link resources in the description down below. If you're similar to the speed, I think there are definitely things that JPerm could explain a lot better than I could. But before this video starts, I want to just go over 3 quick announcements, and the first being I have a second channel called MC Solves, spelled with 5 in the beginning and a Z at the end, basically where I post some solves from online competitions or just some solves that I'm really proud of that probably shouldn't go on my main channel because that'll sort of disrupt the flow in my opinion. That's that. Be sure to check it out. I'll leave it in the link in the description down below. Okay, so the second thing is thecubicle.com is currently having an amazing sale. It's called a BOGO sale where you can buy one, get one free, and basically you can double the value on your speed cube lubes in their business. So Lubical Speedy, Mystic, DNM37, Compound X, Silk, whatever you want. But essentially what you have to do for this is include 2 or more of your desired items to your cart, and every second item will be free. Basically this deal is you can claim 2 free items when you add 4 to your cart. If you need help, be sure to ask the customer service team, and they're also running a giveaway on their Instagram right now, so be sure to check that out. Yeah, so this sale will last between May 4th to May 11th of 2021, so be sure to check it out. And if you are ready to purchase your cubes, be sure to use discount code 5TUFFZ, 5TUFFZ at checkout for 5% off your order. Now back to the video. And the final thing is, as for this video, you can watch it in 2x speed just by clicking the gear at the bottom of this video and then clicking the 2x speed option, you know, because this video, maybe you don't want to hear my voice for that long, it just speeds it up, you get the information faster in your head, so why not just listen to this in 2x speed. But now let's get on to the critique. So starting off with cross, let's take a look. You did not one look your cross. I mean, that's something you want to get eventually looking into. I mean, looking at least, I guess at your speed, 3 cross pieces is good, but as you can see, you're looking and rotating to the bottom, which is kind of what slows you down, and cross is the starting step. You may not be used to the cases specifically or exactly all the cross pieces are manipulated. Just at least try to do it without rotations. Once again, the JPerm video will definitely help out. You don't want to insert the cross pieces one by one, rather you want to influence them so they can be inserted multiple pieces at a time. I believe you do F12, which is good, and it's definitely a step up from beginners, but at the same time, you're constantly looking for the pieces. I'll leave a look ahead video in the description down below. This pair was pretty decent, at least you knew. This is sort of like intuitive F2L, at least you know some of these basic cases, but I think what a lot of beginners do is take that corner out of the bottom slot and then just pair it up after that. There are other efficient ways to do it. Basically, if you visualize it, taking the corner out in a certain way that it pairs up with the pair, either a split pair or just a pair in general. So right here, you're just doing your third pair. As you can see with F moves, it's decent, but I would recommend rotating because it will be a lot faster and you could have inserted it into the back as well. And because doing these rotations like this isn't ideal, solving it into the front, I think it'll be helpful if you start solving pieces into the back, because that way you can look ahead easier and see what pieces are coming up next. Here's your last F2L pair, pretty solid. And last, this is actually a pretty nice OLL that you could learn. I'll put the alg on screen also. But you do 2-look as well, and luckily you do know this algorithm. You could have done it from that angle with the headlights in front, but this alg is okay as well. Here, I'll put the finger tricks up also on screen because your finger tricks are kind of wonky here. And then you're left with a Z-perm. I think what I'm noticing from this solve, at least, doing a bunch of solves, getting more used to the cube, where the pieces are going to be manipulated, and how the OLLs and PLLs are going to be oriented so you can do the case, and I think that'll help out a lot. So that was solve number 1. Let's take a look at solve 2. Alright, so here's solve number 2. You're doing yellow cross, which is better than me at least because I only do 1 cross color. You're sort of having the same difficulties as white. You're not rotating as much, but I can tell you're kind of unsure about what you're doing. So once again, look for those 3 cross pieces at least, seeing where they are and trying to do your cross rotation list. I believe in one of JPerm's videos he said that you should try to do your cross in 8 moves or less. That's more advanced people, but if you couldn't for your speed, try to aim for 10 moves or less and influencing pieces in a way that you can solve multiple at a time, not like you're doing right here, solving 1 at a time. But now you can transition onto your first F2L pair. It's sort of confusing what you're doing. You're inserting corners, taking them out, seeing what the best option is, but what you want to do is really focus on 1 pair, finding something that is good and sticking with it instead of going around and trying to do different pairs. Alright, so solving it here with F moves, I mean, I would rotate also because F moves, sometimes they can be slow. I would only do it if it's like a split pair insert. And okay, so you're inserting this pair here. There's something called home grip. I'm not sure if you're aware of it. Basically what it is you gotta keep your thumbs in front, and that's something that a lot of cubers do in order to keep consistent and have fast DPS. And I can see you're kind of moving out of home grip a lot. That last pair was pretty solid. OLL, I couldn't really quite tell what it is, but then you get the same exact 2-look OLL there. Once again, refer back to the finger tricks that I showed before. And lastly, you're given an A perm. It's nice that you know this because this is part of the beginner's method, I'm pretty sure, to orient all of the corners, and boom, finished. Here is solve number 3, and you have a decent white cross there. I'm seeing, I think you actually are planning 3 cross pieces in this at least. Your cross is a bit faster here. Referring back to that J-perm video will help. And you have that pair right in front of you, the orange and green. Okay, so that is a very common mistake that a lot of cubers do. I'll show an example of what you could do to solve that a bit more efficiently. But here you're solving it into the front. But here we go, on to the next one. You took out that corner, and that's what intuitive F2L solvers do. It's a split pair there, the red and green pair. There we go. And I think that's another split pair, the orange and blue. Yeah, you should recognize that pretty much automatically. You got that corner, but you already know that it's already at the top because you're taking it out. So you want to look for the edge. You want to isolate the edge because you're having a really long time finding where exactly the piece is. You're looking to the left and looking to the right. This is a really bad habit you don't want to get into. Here's your last pair, beginner's method inserts. 2-look OLL. Once again, that exact same case. This is the 3rd time you got this. And lastly, you're left with the U-perm, pretty solid. You could do it from that angle. I'll show the alg as well. Okay, lefty algs aren't good for U-perms, I'd say. I'll show the righty alg for it, and the back and also the MU algorithms. The solid 35 single, but I'm pretty sure it could have easily been sub 30 if you didn't pause for that split pair there. Okay, so that is it for this critique. So what I recommend for you is to definitely practice a lot more, especially with cross and F2L, because those are the 2 most important things. Your last layer is actually pretty solid for averaging 35. Don't get too ahead of yourself with learning OLL and PLL. Make sure you have the basics with cross and F2L down, making sure that you recognize the F2L cases, because the 3rd pair on your last solve took too long to recognize. But me talking like this, I can only get you so far. You have to implement these and practice it, because it won't just happen instantly just like that. Learning algorithms won't help. You got to make sure you have good recognition and make sure you're able to have all the cases down in your muscle memory. That's what's going to distinguish you from a solver that is faster. If you want to learn more, then be sure to check out J-perm's videos. I'll leave them in the description down below. There's quite a few of them, and I think they'll benefit you a ton. That's where I started out with. That's it. Thank you so much for submitting your solves. If you have an amazing day, comment, like, subscribe. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.